Guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are installing new brake pads. What I always like to do is to open the reservoir for the master cylinder and then make sure that's nice and open. I like to leave my cap right where it's secure. And obviously the first thing that you want to do is to loosen your wheel, and then you start jacking. And then once you're done with that, you take out your wheel. And where I like to store my wheel is directly underneath the car, so that should the jack fail at any given point, I at least know that the car is not going to hit the ground, but then it will balance on top of the wheel. And then obviously we can see that on this car we've got some rattle plates which are holding the pads in place, and these basically help so that whenever you drive, like, the car doesn't rattle. So I know with city golfs it's always a different story, but we are not there today. We are doing this BMW 3 Series. So I like to have a bit more space when I work, so I then turn the wheel all the way. I start loosening the nuts, and then the first thing I want to do is get rid of that rattle plate, because that's what stops me from actually removing the brakes. All right, and then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to move the caliper back so that we don't have that in contact with, like, the pads. And then in this way it's just easier for us to then, like, just to remove the pads. You see, I removed that one there, and then there goes off the other one. And then what I like to do, well, these are still good pads, and obviously that means that this car wasn't chowing brakes the same way, because on the other end it was just like finished. So on this side I just compare that, I've got the right side of the brake pads, so I just put them together just to make sure that they actually fit. At this point I don't have a caliper tool, caliper piston tool. So basically what I do, I just use the old brake pad that's finished. I put it right next to the piston, and then in this way what I then do is I normally use like a strong tool, so whether it's like pliers or it would be even like a wheel spanner or anything that I can fit in there. And then I just apply pressure on these two things, push the piston back, and then once I'm done with that, I replace the brakes, put it onto the car again with the rattle plate, and then all that you do is pump the brakes to ensure that they are nice and strong. And there we have it, guys. Thank you so much. Much love. Keep subscribing.